I'm 32 years old. I grew up in France, but I'm originally from China, and now I live in London. And I've been playing poker for the last 12 years now.
12 years?
And high stakes since I would say 2010. Online first, and then I mainly live for the past few years.
How was it growing up in a completely different country? Because I know
Yeah, it was.
it's hard for me. I'm half Chinese, so
Okay.
I found it incredibly challenging when I was younger. What was it like growing up in France?
Yeah, me too. I came to France when I was 6. Everything was different. I didn't speak the language, so it was very hard in the beginning. But when you're a kid, I think you adjust fast. You just you learn things fast, and everything comes naturally, I guess.
Well, it's brutal, isn't it? I mean, you know, in a way you can compare it to the poker table in a little way.
Yeah.
I found the playground to be the most scariest place I've ever been in my life. You know.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. I think I'm good in poker too. I mean, adjusting. So maybe it comes from my background, you know, when I was a kid. And I think first few words I learned is like, shut up. I didn't know what it meant, you know. It meant. So I went home and asked my mom, what no, shut up mean? And then she told me. It was very funny, you know. I said, oh, okay.
I remember moving to Wales from England, which is like, I mean, we're landlocked, but a completely different country, and they spoke a completely different language, and I had to learn their language, but you have a completely different accent. And then all the kids start picking on you and teasing you, and it's a nightmare. When did you find poker then? I know you've been playing it for 12 years, but you know.
I just, with some friends, we were playing a lot of video games, and I think it's kind of similar things, you know, gaming and video game. And they started playing poker. They showed me this, and I had some friends in at school to play, who was playing poker, and we were playing some home games and just learn from there.
And what was you like when you was in school? Was you one of these super brainy, clever kids, or was you one of these kids that messed about and didn't really want to learn?
No, not too much. I was pretty good in like scientific, I don't know the word in English, scientific classes, yeah.
Science, yeah.
And not too much fancy, not like, I was pretty lazy. I guess I used to learn fast, but not very, you know, don't work a lot, so I was not very good everywhere, but just in some classes where like you have to be good in logic and stuff like this.
Did you like school, or did you can't wait to get out of this place?
It's okay. No, it was okay. I didn't like after high school was better. I think more fun. You have more freedom. You can go to classes and you could miss some, and it was not like, you know, punished. You won't be punished if you miss some class. More freedom and more grown up, I think.
My eldest boy is 17 at the moment, and this week he's doing they call them A levels in England. You know, the ones that allow you to go to college or not. And he's really freaking out. He's really stressing out. He's like, Dad, I don't know what I want to do in my life. I don't know what I want to be. And I just keep saying to him, it's okay. You're not supposed to, you know. But can you remember back when you was that age, what kind of things were going through your head in terms of what the expectations were of you at that age when you were about to leave school?
I think I never really. I don't like to plan things, so I was already. I mean, I'm always a person who take life as it comes. You know, I don't even plan, you know, a week. You know, what I'm doing.
And you've always been like that.
Yeah, I've always been like this. You know, a lot of people say, "What you're doing? Your plan for, you know, in 2 months? We're going to do." I say, "I don't know." You know, are you going to Vegas? They say, "I don't know." You know, I never know before.
Where does that chilled out vibe come from? Is that like from your parents or your siblings? Or?
Yeah, I guess my parents were a little bit like this. No, they don't like too much to plan, but like not as much as I am, because, you know, poker makes you a little more like this, more extreme, and because it gives you so much freedom. So never plan things because you never have to, I guess.
Can you remember the time when you were playing this game and then you realized, I think I want to play this forever?
I think it was during my studies in undergraduate and just finished, and I had the choice between continuing, and I was pretty good in poker. Maybe I had like, I don't know, 100,000 at my name, had enough money to to be financed myself, don't need my parents. So I just say that, okay, give it a try, you know.
And this was online?
Yes, online.
Did you have like, I'm going to give myself a year or 2 years, and if I blow it, I'm going to go and do it?
I would say, I mean, you always say that, but I think in my heart, I probably know, like, it's gonna be very hard to come back to school, even though, you know, I don't achieve what I wanted to. But I hope, like, yeah, I hope, like, give it a try and see after, you know. Like I said, I don't like to plan, but like, probably coming back to school if everything's going wrong, you know.
It's kind of like you fell into the right career, because you said you're kind of lazy, you don't want to you don't want to plan
but
anything.
It was in the beginning. Now for the past few years, I just work more, you know, I've been forced to. There's some periods like I probably wasn't very good and needed to step up, you know, and work and become better in poker. I am Rui Cao. I am high stakes poker.